country. The number 12 Purdue Boilermakers getting set to take on the Oregon Ducks. They got a little checkerboard look here at Mackey Arena. So the standings of the Big Ten, Michigan and Illinois sitting atop. There's Purdue. CBS Sports Bracketology has them moving into a number 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Clark Kellogg, Ohio State, and Robbie Hummel, Purdue. Guys, give me a little idea of what we're going to see here today, Clark.
Well, for Purdue, I think it's simply about having that same offensive explosion and efficiency that was on display in its last game here today against an Oregon defense that's going to try to muck it up and disrupt them.
And I think for Oregon, you're just trying to find a little bit of positive momentum. The injuries have been overwhelming, but the good news is that Nate Biddle is in the starting lineup. That's a big deal. But on the flip side of that, Oregon's guards, they've got to get a little bit of shot making from their backcourt. We'll see if they can do it today at Mackey.
All right, let's look at our AT&T fast analysis. Robbie, take us through this.
Well, Fletcher Lawyer had been really struggling from the three-point line, but you knew it wasn't going to be forever. Look at the attention that Braden Smith is able to draw. 3 defenders converging, and there you got Fletcher Lawyer getting hot from the three-point line at Maryland on Sunday. 29 points, knocked down 7 threes. The relocation, Trey Kaufman-Wren, such a beast on the backboards. You've always got to find Fletcher Lawyer on the perimeter.
In a season that's been decimated by injuries for the Ducks, this guy, Kwame Evans Jr., has really stepped up and produced. There you see his improvement in rebounding and scoring and three-point shooting. He's got to continue to raise his level of play. And Dana Altman going through a season he hasn't experienced in a long time as one of the outstanding coaches in the game of college basketball, and he'll see if his team can find a way to be competitive here today.
And guys, this is the 13th different starting lineup for the Oregon Ducks. Now you flip it to Purdue, it's the 21st consecutive game that they've used the identical lineup. So for Matt Painter, there's been a lot of consistency, and if you're a head coach in college basketball, what do you embrace more than anything else? Consistency, particularly by your leaders.
Well, it's not just on the season. It's been the carryover from last year to this year. But you look, Clark, at this big Oregon lineup, the backboards will be essential for Purdue. You've got Stewart, Evans, and Biddle in that starting lineup. Oregon on the season, a pretty good offensive rebounding team. That will test Purdue today.
Yeah, and Biddle being in the lineup, I talked to him just briefly as he was warming up. He said he's good to go. He hasn't played in 5 games. He's been able to practice this week. Sometimes coming off an injury, when you've had a chance to get a few practices under your belt, that first game, you come out and play extremely well. We'll see if that's the case here today.
Well, the Ducks control the tip, and they'll go on offense first. Stewart swings it to Simpkins. They immediately try to go down low to Evans. Evans double teams. A little extra pass, and the walk-on for 3, and it's good.
How about Drew Carter, though? Now 5 of his last 10 from the three-point line. Purdue is going to trap that post, Clark. If you can get it to the other side of the floor, opportunities to be had from 3.
No question about it. They did a nice job making that first hockey assist pass.
Right.
And then Biddle got the assist.
And now the defense cuts off the pass from Clough. And here comes Simpkins, brings it up the floor. Man-to-man defense for Purdue. Simpkins from the elbow, thought about it, but there was too much of a size disadvantage inside. Stewart high-low, and a little too tough a pass.
Right idea, though. With Purdue switching, you're going to look to throw it inside. It's going to be interesting, Clark, to see also Oregon, whether they're man-zone, switching man-to-man, and there's that hockey assist you talked about. Trapping the post, skip it, make the extra one. Good offense from Oregon early.
Exactly, and getting that ball side to side is a big key. I talked to Kevin McKenna, the assistant coach for Oregon. He said they've got to play 3 sides, not 1 side. 1, 2, 3, back and forth, and they did that on that first possession.
Now there's Braden Smith, who goes over 1,000 points in Big Ten games with that bucket right there. And now you've got the 3 up top. That's what the big man could do. Nate Biddle connects on his 25th 3, and Purdue is on top by 4. It's the largest lead. How about this, guys? It's the largest lead for the Ducks in the last 7 games. Previously, the largest lead was only 3 points.
So back-to-back threes and solid offensive execution for the Ducks, and pretty good defense there that doesn't result in a turnover.
Smith for 3. It's good. Rattles it home. It's a 1-point lead for Oregon.
It's one of those 50-50 plays that Purdue comes up with that loose ball. Now Oregon, their defense not set, And Braden Smith has been on fire in Big Ten play. 50% from three in conference games.
Pretty incredible. Over 1,700 points for his college career to go along with all those assists. And Biddle is fouled.
Smith is just coming off. They're going against that matchup zone. It's going to be some ball screen action. There's the 50-50 ball. Now Smith with the pull-up, then the step-in three. And really an incredible career.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
amazing to see what he's been able to accomplish.
You start looking at the layers of accomplishment tied to his numbers, and it is absolutely stupendous.
Well, how about the way, guys, that he stepped up his play in Big Ten play? He leads the league in three-point percentage. He's second in field goal percentage, first in assists, first in steals, and ninth in scoring.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Very well could get back-to-back Big Ten Player of the Year honors. He's right there in the heart of the conversation.
Yeah, one of the best backcourts in all of college basketball. He'll take the fader. It's good. He splashes it home, and it looks like he's feeling it a little bit right now as we're tied up at 7.
He's one of those rare guys that is so comfortable with that slight little fade. Right now,
loves that shot.
Purdue just going against that zone, setting a ball screen, and letting Braden Smith feast in the mid-range.
Stewart gives it off to Simpkins. And now you've got the three from Biddle again. Rattles in and out. Braden Smith with the rebound. It was a decent look for Biddle.
Boy, Biddle changes the complexion, though,
Big time.
of Oregon's offense, because he is such a weapon on pick-and-pop threes.
Evans lost that one out of bounds, but it remains Oregon basketball.
Braden Smith gets a little brush screen from Clough, and then he just kind of jukes with that dribble, that little in and out dribble, creating space, and then he gets additional space, Robbie, because he leans back, and he's got the arms of a much taller guy in terms of length.
Absolutely.
So it makes it tough to get to that shot of his.
Biddle working against Clough down low for the Ducks.
Like the patience of Oregon here in the early going.
Evans going up, misdirection, didn't have a great angle, and the rebound is pulled down by Cox.
Just good one-on-one defense there from Trey Kaufman-Renn to not give up that angle.
And then how about that? From the logo with one hand, Kaufman-Renn. It's the first lead for Purdue. They're up 2.
Well, I think if you're Oregon, you've got to try to stay tight in these little 4-minute segments.
Yeah, we saw that in the last game that they had against Iowa. They did not stay tight once they had a 17-15 lead. Simpkins off the mark.
Well, that's a quality shot that they've got to knock down here today.
Smith off the screen by Clough. Lawyer has not gotten a shot off yet. Now from the logo, he gets the shot off.
Well, Clark, they love getting him. That dribble handoff going to his right hand. But you love the way Fletcher Lawyer jump stopping, letting the defense fly by and staying under control for his pull-up.
For Purdue's offensive action, it's motion, it's reversal of the ball, it's screen setting, its understanding of what they're looking for shot-wise is outstanding.
How about Biddle making up for lost time? And we got a foul against Oregon off the rebound by Fletcher Lawyer. Well, Braden Smith has stepped into some rarefied air, and there's no doubt it'll continue to get higher and higher. How about Purdue's season so far? Obviously, their fan base is still loving what they've seen, but they have lost. They did lose 3 straight before their last victory. They started the year 17-1. Robbie, you lost 3 straight when you played it.
Yeah, and it was a year where we were having a great season, won our first 14 games, and it went on a little bit of a 3-game skid where we just lost our mojo. You have some of the defensive mistakes, and it was kind of similar for Purdue at UCLA, a little bit of the Illinois end of game. And you just have to get back in the win column. And that's what they did Sunday, kind of find some momentum. It has to continue on here against Oregon today. But the road does not get any easier, Clark. You're at Nebraska, at Iowa, Michigan, Indiana, Michigan State, at Ohio State.
Well, I know the coaches have a little consternation about that going. But you played, I played. We salivate for those kind of game opportunities.
You want to play in this league.
No doubt.
Lawyer extra pass to the wing, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled down by Kaufman-Renn, and the miss bunny underneath. And Oregon, which came out in a zone off that timeout, gets the rebound.
Well, when you're in a zone, offensive rebounders have free reign to the backboard. You've got to really pursue the ball defensively, anticipate, and go get it, because you don't typically have blockout responsibilities when you're playing a zone defense.
Lindsey in the game for Oregon with the shot clock down to 7. Pull up 3. It's good. Over the top of the hands.
And that's what Oregon is going to need. Some of these guards to step up. They've gotten good looks here for the first 5 minutes of this game, Clark, but some of these guards are going to have to come through in the shot-making department.
There's no substitute for knocking down shots, and when you get good ones, you got to make a high percentage of them.
Harris too strong. And by the way, that bucket by Oregon was a 2-point field goal. He was on the line, but now they've got a chance to tie this game up or take the lead.
I love the mindset and the mentality the Ducks have come out with. It's not been an easy stretch here, but you get the juice with Biddle back, and they look like a different team here early on.
Lindsey with the shot fake, lost it on the baseline. And here come the Boilermakers. Smith, extra pass for Harris, cut off, spinning in the paint. One-handed pass for Lawyer.
Boy, good closeout by Sean Stewart there.
Jacobson, and it's out of bounds.
You know, one thing to note, Oregon has struggled. They played a couple of games at home. This environment here can work for the road team as well. You get animated, you get excited, the adrenaline flows. I mean, this is one of the best venues in all of college basketball, and it's fun to play in, whether you're Purdue or the road team.
And that was just too easy. Lawyer off the screen is able to connect on the three-pointer.
Isn't it crazy how just one game of seeing the ball go through, what a hustle play by Braden Smith, but Fletcher Lawyer, he has found that jump shot.
Smith went into the crowd. Now he's coming back, and the steal by the Ducks. Evans sweeps it to the left wing for Simpkins. His 3 is good. And Dana Altman is just passionate on the sidelines right now for the Ducks.
Wow, yes he is, animated. They haven't hit the rim yet.
No,
they are splashing those threes at their end of the floor.
When Simpkins got off to a great start shooting it, went through a drought here recently, but is starting to come out of it. It's exactly what they need from him.
Smith off the handoff to the baseline, jumper, good. But he is just in rhythm. You see this with seasoned teams in college basketball, where everybody knows where everyone else is going to be.
That's such a great point, T-Mac. Continuity, consistency, all of that pays dividends, and having talent to go with it makes you a top 15 team.
They'll give Stewart some freedom. Stewart from 17. He fed the front of the rim. And the rebound by Kaufman-Red, who had 10 rebounds in the last ball game.
For Braden Smith, you can see why he's shooting 57% off the bounce 2s on the year. I mean, they're like layups for him in the mid-range.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him open like they just left him open.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, they dodged one there.
16-12, heading toward the 12-minute mark here in the first half. Stewart thought about a little high-low with Johnson, excuse me. Lindsey with the shot clock under 10. Puts it on the deck, into the paint, sweeps it toward the back. Oh! Slams it home on the cleanup.
That's what he can do now. He's got major bounce. And that time just chased down that miss and punched it home.
7th in the league in offensive rebounds per game. If you're Purdue, you have got to check him out.
Yeah, he only had 1 point in that loss to Iowa. He was ice cold from the outside. But when you're ice cold from the outside, you just get closer to the basket like he did there. As Kaufman-Red will have the N1.
Boy, Sean Stewart is capable of tearing the rim off. We saw it at Duke. We saw it at Ohio State. It continues on at Oregon. A super athlete. And then Trey Kaufman-Red, a little bit of a counter going to that right shoulder. It's still the right hand. Opportunity for 3 on the other side.
Smith assists. Smith has 1 assist today. It's to Wren. I mean, you talk about teamwork.
Well, I think the surprise of this, Clark, is maybe Mason Gill sneaking onto that list.
Yeah, those spot-up threes.
Yeah,
those spot-up threes he knocked down.
Yeah, what a career he's had. Pretty incredible
remarkable.
To just see the progression of what he was as a freshman, a great player early, but has just gotten better and better and turned himself into a first-team All-American and a legitimate National Player of the Year candidate.
Sure, and his refinement of his game has really been impressive.
He had 955 career assists for Braden Smith. As Kaufman ran to the free throw line. First free throw of the day for the Boilermakers. And he finishes off the three-point play. They don't make or take a lot of free throws in a game, which is kind of odd, but they also shoot a lot of threes.
Well, I think, and also you think about the team that went to the Final Four 2 years ago, Clark, that they had the ultimate kind of cushion because of the fact they got on the offensive glass, they lived at the line, and of course Zach Edey was that too. But Purdue is going to have to shoot the three well. They're going to have to do that if they want to maximize their ceiling.
Well, the flip side of them not shooting a lot of free throws is they don't foul a lot either.
Sure.
They still make more than their opponents because they don't foul a lot.
Harris comes out of the pile with the rebound for the Boilermakers. Mayer's in the game for the first time. Here's Smith. No look pass inside. Wow, Jacobson wide open.
And Daniel Jacobson just keeps getting better and better. He still has a ways to go in the weight room, Clark, but he's a guy that's got a lot of potential.
He really does. I mean, he's got really good instincts. He moves well. His hands are good. When you've got that kind of raw material, improvement is coming as long as you have a work ethic.
The other part of it, too, is he's 7'4". He's just a giant out there.
And once I left, they started getting really big stuff. I don't know what Coach Paint was doing before.
Phillips' three is in and out. Jacobson with the rebound. And now
Tom, this is what's happening with Oregon. A dry spell against opponents that are overmatching them, and it can get away pretty quick.
hit every highlight with the CBS Sports HQ, streaming free 24/7. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today.
Braden Smith, this is quite the look here. 2 on the basketball. Oregon trying to get it out of his hands. We've got Daniel Jacobson wide open. And then the possession following that, Jakari Harris was open as well, but a little bit too hot to handle.
That was a catchable pass, though.
Yes.
Carter lost it. It was tipped near midcourt by Cox. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Trying to get it back into the hands of Carter.
Yeah, they got to try to get that ball reversed.
Good help there. Cracking down.
Yeah, they stayed on one side of the floor too long. Purdue's defense kept them there. But you've got to be intentional about trying to reverse that basketball when you're being pressured like Purdue was putting the pressure on there.
Well, that's the 4th turnover for the Ducks. 4 turnovers for Oregon, 3 turnovers for Purdue.
Well, that's been an issue for Oregon here in conference play. They're last in the league in turnover percentage. Purdue doesn't need any help. They'll be opportunistic to get out and run. Oregon needs to keep them in the half court.
Up top from the wing, Benter can't get it to go. And a rebound pulled down by Oregon. Benter's a great story. He took advantage of his opportunity to get some playing time, and he's in the rotation for the Boilermakers with the injury earlier to Liam Murphy.
He can shoot it, but he's 2 of his last 12 from 3. He has struggled in conference play.
And Phillips, well, there's a foul away from the basketball, it looks like. So that'll go against Jack Benter. That's his first. Kobzitzi will inbound the basketball for the Ducks. 20 on the shot clock, 9.5 to play in the first half. Stewart. Carter trying to reset this offense.
Nothing doing here. No. Nobody open. You could just feel that coming.
Yeah, and they'll get the ball back, but there's 5 on the shot clock. It's winding down.
Purdue blew up the flex. Then you've got no type of action here, and you love the effort and the hustle. And this crowd standing to applaud what they're seeing from Braden Smith.
And this is evidence of the raw material lacking for Oregon.
Yes.
Shellstad would be in this spot. Oh, nice take there.
Yeah, 2 on the shot clock, and an offensive foul is called on Carter.
Good effort by Carter, though, to try to create something late in the clock. He got his first defender beat. There he got behind, he got past Cox, but then Benter doing a nice job to step in as Carter left his feet prematurely and picked up the offensive foul.
Well,
I like the aggressive attack, though, in that situation.
Wei Lin checks in for Oregon. You've got Wei Lin from China in for Oregon. You got Omer Meyer in for Purdue. He's from Israel. And Clough from Australia misses the hook shot.
Really good help there from Sean Stewart of coming over and not giving up a layup, but making Clough score over the top.
Down low, they find Stewart. Stewart, the double team comes over to Lynn. Lynn, shot fake a three. Skips it back up top. Three from the corner. Too strong. And the ball's tipped around, and Cox takes it out of the air. Stolen away! Kobzinski, and he slams it home.
That's almost like the basketball gods, because the possession prior was so good. The ball is popping around. You don't get it to go, and Kobzinski opportunistic on the steal.
Little zone again by the Ducks.
They have used the ball screen heavily for Braden Smith to attack.
They go inside. Clough got some space, kicks it back out. Extra pass. Meyer for three. High arcing shot, no good, but an easy cleanup by C.J. Cox.
That's exactly what you talked about, Clark. In that 2-3 zone, there's just not block-out responsibilities. So C.J. Cox, one of the smaller guys on the floor, he just kind of creeps in there.
Under 8 minutes to play, and a steal by Meyer. And Meyer gets connected. Bounces pass from behind, lays it in, Bentner. I didn't even realize that he thought Bentner was there.
Well, Purdue, when they've been able to force turnovers all season long, they have been opportunistic to run. A little razzle-dazzle there behind the back. C.J. Cox on the putback, and all of a sudden, Purdue's rolling.
And when you're playing a team that outmatches you, you can't afford those miscues you're giving them. Braden has been able to take advantage of a couple of the turnovers, but he's been outstanding. 9 points, 2 assists. Purdue, as a result of those turnovers, has got 5 more shot attempts up, 4 more shot attempts up, and Braden Smith just doing what he does on a regular basis, scoring himself when he can and finding teammates most often.
Well, and even with Biddle's return here, Clark, Oregon has got to win the shot game. They cannot turn it over. They've got to be a factor on the offensive glass. We've talked about some of the shot making that they're going to need today to win on the road as well. But if you turn it over, they have no chance to win this game. That's got to be cleaned up, because 6 turnovers with 7:48 to play is just too many for Dana Altman's club.
Agreed.
No, it'll send Bentner to the free throw line. He was fouled on the last bucket, and he does not convert. By the way, Biddle on the floor for Oregon. If you're wondering, he's played 8 minutes and 17 seconds. That's a pretty good workload so far.
They did say he practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we saw him go Friday here at Mackey Arena.
Yeah, I see no ill effects in terms of rust. He looks good out there. He's moving well. Good catch and finish right there on the pass from Evans. Let's see if Oregon can put together a defensive stop here.
Well, it's good to see him back on the floor because of how much he has invested in this Oregon program, of being a 5-year guy, going through some injuries, and now getting to finish his career hopefully healthy the rest of the season.
Yeah, good point.
Cox goes inside for Clough, and Clough gets Biddle deep and is able to get it to go.
Yeah, he gave him the old lower body root canal. Backed him right out of there.
Well, shots like that are why he shoots 75% from the field.
Yep.
Simpkins with the handoff to Phillips. Phillips back to Biddle.
Good rotation. C.J. Cox, he took away that pick and pop, and Purdue just rotated out.
See, the goal is to double team the big down low once he gets it. Shot clock is at 6.
Really good defense here by the Boilermakers.
Shot clock is at 3. Phillips from the baseline. Great recognition to get some space.
And don't see him shoot all that many twos. 82% of his shots come from the three-point line. Known as a shooter from the perimeter. Making a play off the bounce there.
And his minutes have picked up. Now, part of that is because of the injuries for Oregon.
He has deep range, too. You've got to guard him the time he crosses half court.
Yeah.
Clough backing his way in. Shot clock is at 7. Bounce pass is cut off. Oregon 3 for its last 3. Simpkins with a great steal from Biddle, lays it in to make it a 5-point game.
Well, I tell you what, I like Simpkins. He's got some fire to him. He's got a nice stroke. He's aggressive. He can get downhill. And that time he got a little help from a teammate and got all the way to the rim.
Had over 1,100 points at Elon before he transferred. Meyer caught underneath. Extra pass. Bentner has it kicked. March 1st, a new era of Yellowstone begins. Luke Grimes stars in the CBS original Marshalls. Series premiere Sunday, March 1st on CBS. Another show that we can watch, guys, while we're traveling. Little download action.
Taylor Sheridan is on quite a roll.
Oh, he is, yeah.
My goodness.
Smith back in the game for Purdue. So is Kaufman-Wren. Clough up top. To a cutting Cox. Cox trying to cross over to get free. Quick passes by the Boilermakers. Sweeps it. Boy, here's Lawyer for three. Yes!
Oh, man.
That is textbook.
Yes.
Ball movement, spacing, player movement, on time, on target passes. That's one you put on the coach's clinic.
Absolutely. You could not do that any better than what Purdue just did.
And it was against pretty good defense by Oregon.
Again, the connectivity that the Boilermakers have. Simpkins stumbling in the paint, leaves it underneath. Great body control by Lindsay.
Well, I love the physicality that Simpkins shows early to keep that defender on his back. But then you've got a fantastic cut. Lindsay, active cutter, also active at going to the offensive boards.
Purdue is shooting over 60%, and part of that is because of shots like that where Smith was fouled.
Well, that last bucket by Purdue, certainly worth a look from up top. Look at the movement, the ball handling, crisp passing, extra pass, one more. Mark all three of those up. Just beautifully done. Everybody touched it. Spacing was excellent. They got a quality three.
Braden Smith makes the first one with $1 million on the line. The best of the best go head-to-head in the ultimate battle for greatness. Padma Lakshmi hosts America's Culinary Cup. Series premiere March 4th on CBS. And Biddle checks back in. Smith goes back to the free throw line. Jacobson back in for the Boilermakers. Smith makes both of his free throws. We said they don't get to the line that often. 3 of 4 though today.
They shoot it pretty good when they get there. They just don't get a lot of volume. But the quality is pretty good.
Yeah, top 100 in the country. Evans off the curl. Simpkins doing some assessing. Biddle had a size advantage, and he is able to get that one to go. That is a beautiful shot by Biddle.
Well, I tell you what, Simpkins is quarterbacking this thing pretty well the last 3 possessions. Nice job here. Just kind of had him on his hip. And then a nice entry pass that allowed Biddle to go right into his motion. See, he threw it away from the defender. Biddle caught it and was able to go right into the middle of the lane before the double team got there.
When Oregon has been able to take advantage because of the pick and pop ability that Biddle has, Purdue is going to switching 5 ways at times, and when they've gotten there, they've either gotten open threes or that time they get a look in the post for their best player.
Well, Robbie, you've talked about how this Oregon team looks different, and we know exactly why.
Yeah.
Biddle's out there.
He's really good.
He changes everything for them.
Yeah, when the shot clock winds down, they can find him, and he may be able to get a shot off.
And he's a top 10 usage guy when he's been healthy in the league.
That is a fast spin move, but Kaufman-Wren can't connect. And here come the Ducks, down by just 5. Biddle for 3, no good, too strong. Now Smith in transition, bringing Boilermakers up. Gives it off to the left wing for Cox for 3, no good. And the loose ball is knocked out of bounds. It remains Purdue basketball. 3:46 to play here in the first half. Hey, listen, both teams shooting the ball at a high level. Time to take a look at the All-State Conference update. And guys, you both know this. It is a really good conference. And how exciting was it to see Minnesota win the other night and have that court storm?
Well, they've been tough at home especially. And Nico Medved deserves so much credit for the way that they've played, the physicality that they've played with. And you know, even though it's a tough situation in year 1 with the roster they have, he has totally maximized that. Illinois on fire, and certainly Michigan, Damari Burnett going for 31. Who can't get 30 on that team?
They got a bunch of guys that can put it in the basket, that's for sure.
You see some of the numbers for Oregon. We mentioned 6 of its last 7 from the floor. Purdue, 4 of its last 6. Oregon shooting about 40% in Big Ten games this year. Only Maryland is worse. 52% here today.
Well, they've gotten quality looks, and Kai Simpson has done a nice job in the last 4 minutes of running the offense for him.
How about the fact also, guys, that they've evened up the points in the paint? Right. Purdue had such an advantage, and that's kind of flipped the other way here this last 4-minute stretch.
And it will be Oregon basketball.
Yeah, I think Purdue touched it last. There was a deflection by Oregon, but I think it may have gone off Jacobson last. There it is, just on that fingertip.
Yep. 6
work by the officials there.
Yeah, 6 turnovers for Purdue. They don't turn the ball over that often, so 6 is a high number for them.
Good active hands there, Jakari Harris. That was going to be a lane for Kwame Evans, and Oregon, for as much well that they've done, they need to get him going, more than capable.
Yeah, they're going to give Biddle 2 free throws here because they were saying he was in the act of shooting when Jacobson fouled him.
Well, Robbie, I think they keep playing through Biddle.
Yeah.
I know it's affected Kwame's numbers, but he can still have an impact on the game.
Absolutely.
On the glass, running the lane, being a ball mover. But I think you've got to play through Nate Biddle as much as you can because he has an advantage down there when he catches it in the post, and he also can knock down threes.
2 of 3 from the free throw line, make it 3 of 4. Well, again, you can see the impact that he has. And remember last time he was hurt, he went 0 for 11 in his return. Today he looks like he's in more sync.
Yeah. Well, and think about the fact that he was, when he injured that ankle, supposed to miss at least 4 weeks, and he only missed 5 games, which really equates to about 3.5.
Well, good hustle that time by Oregon to come up with a steal after the missed free throw.
Well, here's Evans, the double team, skips it to Lindsey.
Good ball pressure on that double. If that pass is a rocket, it's really hard to rotate out.
Evans can't convert. Ball off the top of the backboard. It bounces around. Biddle has it. Lindsey looks to see if his feet are set. Shot clock resets to 20. Might as well get some offense going here.
Exactly, T-Mac. Agreed.
Evans stumbling and out of bounds.
That's forcing the issue a bit, and he may have tweaked an ankle.
Yeah, Fletcher Lawyer just kind of pulled that chair out. Evans losing his balance.
See, I'd like to see Kwame Evans there. Obviously, TKR comes over to help. But with the smaller defender, if you can control that dribble, you can get into a little mid-range shot.
Well, I think also, Clark, for Kwame Evans, when he's not the focal point of the offense, which clearly it's shifted to Biddle, it's can you be an active cutter? Can you be an active offensive rebounder to kind of will your way into this game?
That's right.
Smith working up top off the screen. Harris in the paint. Jacobson also in the paint. He'll throw it over the top of Biddle, and that's what happens when you're 7'4", even though you're facing a 7-footer.
But he's not making that play last, and I know he only played 2 games, but just the strides he's made physically to take on a senior center in Nate Biddle, that's real improvement there from Daniel Jacobson.
They go to the corner for 3. Simpkins open, no good. Jacobson with the rebound. As we head toward the 2-minute mark, well, great vision. Harris off the low pass on the bounce from Braden Smith.
Well, that's that opportunistic transition game you talk about, Robbie, with the Boilermakers. And Dana Altman upset with his team for not getting back in transition. The Boilermakers trying to create a little
Michigan and Ohio State, that's all coming up on 18.
Boy, that's a tall task for my alma mater, but they need to grab one of these signature wins, and tomorrow's a great opportunity to do so. What a pass by Braden Smith. He kind of skipped it and laid it right into the pocket.
Dana Altman sensed his team was within 4, and then it was getting away a little bit. There's Biddle. He had a certain size advantage and is able to finish against Braden Smith.
Well, that's taking advantage of the switch again. Because Purdue is worried about the pick and pop ability of Nate Biddle, they're switching those screens, and good recognition by Oregon to throw it up top and let Biddle do the rest.
Exactly.
44 career double-figure games, including today. Smith in the paint, goes to the corner for Harris. Lawyer open for 3. No good. Too strong. Long rebound. Oh, nice hands. Simpkins.
He's been so active on both ends.
Wei Lin puts it on the deck. Oregon was hoping for a little bit more offense from Wei Lin this year. He averaged over 20 points per game in China in the pro leagues.
Different type of game that he played and what he has to be able to do at this level.
Biddle, boy, that is just smooth from the free throw line.
He just gave us the look like,
man.
I'm back.
He said he was going to be ready to roll.
How about the feel there? If he spins, Jakari Harris is sitting right there on it. He gives you a little half spin fake and get to that turnaround jumper. Big time move.
Smith directing traffic up top. Try to get everybody off their feet. Shot clock is at 5. Kaufman-Renn in the paint. Shot clock at 2, and too strong. And Lin with the rebound, and now
hung in there. That's all he had to do.
Well, now Oregon can hold it for 1 shot and maybe end the half down by 2. or even one.
Yeah. Very impressive job by the Oregon Ducks. Gotten contributions primarily from Biddle, but Simpkins has been outstanding.
Underneath Simpkins, there you go, Clark.
Yes, yep, he's been terrific.
And that'll end the first half. A 2-point game. That whole offensive set, I'm wondering, why is Biddle not touching it?
Well, that's why, because they get an easy one at the rim. Fletcher Lawyer, he's pre-rotating out to the pick and pop, and that leaves the rim all alone. Purdue worried about those threes. They give up an easy one at the rim.
Dana Altman has seen a lot of games, and he's hoping that he can see a victory here today. His team is down by 2. Let's send it to Adam Zucker in New York with AT&T at the half.
All right, T-Mac, Rob.
Ball coverage is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Try Pick 6 for $19.99. Geico. It feels good to Geico. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Hair's a little darker. He's still in good shape. In fact, there's a bobblehead rolling around this Mackey Arena right now. Somebody asked him to sign it. Apparently, they're giving out a Robbie Hummel bobblehead down the road.
Well, he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
I'm just trying to not be fat in my former play.
you go.
That's my only goal now.
That's a
only
great
goal.
goal.
Well, if you decided that
it's a low bar.
If you decide you want to be, just come talk to me. I'll help you out with it a little bit.
True.
Time to take a look at our first half stats. Brought to you by Jeep. All right, so the shooting percentage for both teams, guys, has been outstanding. And Clark, if you're Oregon, you got to be happy at 52%.
Happy, ecstatic. What are you talking about happy? Ecstatic was what they showed in that first half. They got Nate Biddle back, and he's a big reason why this score is as close as it is.
Well, let's look at what Oregon did in the first half to climb back in within reach in this game.
And Takai Simpkins was excellent. He had 3 assists, one of them right here to Nate Biddle. Biddle had 14. Here's another nice pass by Simpkins, and Biddle able to catch that room service pass and go right into his action.
And for Purdue, Braden Smith just doing what Braden Smith has done all year long. Early in the game, they used the ball screen to beat the zone. He gets to his pull-up. This was a ridiculous pass to Jakari Harris, one of the Purdue wings that loves to run the floor in the open court. A stat to look at, though, Purdue had such an advantage early in that first half on points in the paint. Oregon comes all the way back. We're all tied up 18-18 on those points in the paint scoring.
And we begin the second half, and the first touch of the second half for Kaufman-Renn, backing his way in against Biddle. 2 big guys fighting for position, and the rebound is pulled down by the Ducks.
Well, you think Biddle knew the scouting report? He was sitting on that right hand.
Not let him get to the middle of the lane.
Absolutely.
Go over that left shoulder.
Size advantage down low for Evans. He gets it back up top.
And Kaufman-Renn has missed some bunnies here, too.
He has.
He's had some opportunities and not cashed in.
Take a look at our star watch. That was an interesting foul, by the way, on Clough. He lost his shoe.
He's getting it back.
So our star watch today, Evans, we talked about this, guys. His role is different today with Biddle not being out, with Biddle being out there.
No question about it. Only 3 field goal attempts. But again, Robbie made the point in the first half. He can have an impact, offensive rebounding, being a ball mover, cutting strong, and being a presence on the boards and defensively.
Especially when Purdue gets into rotation, which they've been in because of the trapping of Biddle in the post and the rotating to him. Be a straight line driver off closeouts.
Drew Carter running the point. He didn't play a lot in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Biddle stumbling into the paint, gives up his dribble. Shot clock under 10. Stewart, pass down low. Evans had a size advantage and slams it
Right on cue, Clark. That's exactly where he needs to be.
And we are tied up at 36. It's an 8-0 run from first half to second half. Purdue working along the perimeter, trying to find that ideal shot.
Boy, they missed Clough inside, though. He had Biddle eclipsed in the deep paint area.
And Kaufman-Renn is fouled on the floor.
So we'll take a look. But here's the ball here, and there's Kwame right there. No ball pressure, an easy pass for Sean Stewart, and right on time and target. And Evans does exactly what you should with that pass. Dunk it.
Matt Painter said this week, he said about Oregon, he said they're piecing things together with all the injuries that they had, and we've got to play up to a high level because we can't let them think they can win this game. I'm paraphrasing the last part.
The road doesn't get any easier. I mean, at Nebraska, at Iowa, their next 2 games. So Purdue kind of searching the way they were in that 3-game losing streak and not looking the same that they did Sunday at Maryland.
Biddle thought about the 3. Clough was there to cut it off. Simpkins up top. Shot clock at 5. Simpkins now to Biddle. Biddle for 3. No good.
Like Clough was trying to sneak in there to the defensive glass, and that allowed Biddle to get a decent look from 3.
Yeah, finally they get it in to Clough, and he's got to do some work with it.
Yeah, he got great position, but it's around the rim. He gets his own rebound, missed it, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Purdue's bigs have had looks at the rim, and they have not made them.
Yeah, they've tricked a number of in-close shots. You got to be intentional, aggressive, but you also have to be patient in there. And that time I thought Clough did a good job. He just spun it out, stayed with it, though, and he'll earn a trip to the line.
Yeah, it's the first foul for Biddle. And Clough 72% from the free throw line. And he missed the first one. Light your torch and be a part of history as Survivor returns for a milestone 50th season. New season premieres Wednesday, February 25th on CBS. Second shot. That one looks so much better than the first one.
The first one was a line drive missile.
Really was. Painter with such great success against unranked teams here at Mackey Arena. 73-2 in the last 75 against unranked teams. Simpkins speeds toward an opening. Evans baseline. Evans loops it to Biddle for 3 off the side of the backboard.
You wonder about his legs.
Yeah.
Just because, even if he did practice all week long.
Not the same as being in game.
Simpkins with the shot clock winding down. It never reset. 1-point lead for the Boilermakers. Good defense by Oregon. And Purdue.
Oh, man, Sean Stewart just battling Trey Kaufman-Renn there, getting 3-quarter and getting a fingertip on that ball.
Yeah, he broke contact. That's what you want to do in that low post defensively. Don't let that offensive guy get his body on you.
Yeah, it's 8th turnover for Purdue. Remember, they average 9 per game. That's very light, but they're already at 8. Down low, Biddle, and he's fouled by Kaufman-Renn.
I'll tell you what, Sean Stewart's made a couple of nice passes.
Yes, he has. High lows.
Yeah.
I think that
Part of that is Purdue not able to put, well, they haven't put pressure on the passer. See, there you see no real pressure, and Sean Stewart able to size it up and put it right where he needed to, and clearly TKR had a lot of arm that time.
I think the other thing, too, Clark, is what you talked about. With Biddle back, roles change a little bit, and now you have pieces that you can revert back to in previous games.
Oregon, though, has taken care of the ball from the 7-minute mark on, where they had 7 turnovers. They haven't had another one since, and that has been the difference of taking away Purdue's runouts and allowing this offense to get going.
Yeah, good point.
If Biddle will make that free throw, he'll check out. Johnson, the walk-on, will check in.
Well, you know what I like to say, Robbie, when you squeeze the orange, you get fresh orange juice.
That is well said. Sounds like a true Floridian in the winter months.
Under 17 to play. Smith, they hedge out.
Get it out of his hands.
They've done a nice job on Brayton since the first 6 minutes in this game. I mean, he had 7 points right away and ended the half with 11. As Kwame Evans, again, he took a shot earlier where he looked like he may have rolled an ankle, and that might have been maybe knee to knee.
And that hurts like crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, kind of a hyperextension.
Yeah, hyperextension, and then the shin. Wow.
Glad he's okay.
Yep.
They get it right back to Smith off the inbounds. Cox open for 3. No good.
They're making other people beat them, and right now Purdue's perimeter other threats are not doing it.
Carter running the point. Carter, the former college football player turned college basketball player. And the 3 by Evans, no good. That's way off.
Not a good shot for Kwame Evans.
Really a poor decision and shot attempt by Evans that time.
Yeah, Smith is fouled on the floor. tied at 37, and Dana Altman knows this has been a rough stretch. Each of the last 7 losses have been by 10 points or more. It's the longest streak, again, not since 2017, but 1917-18 season.
They've played with a great energy today.
They really have.
Haven't been perfect, but they've come out here and competed. And that's all you can ask of an underman team, even with Biddle back in the fold.
Yeah, and you know, their confidence is growing as they continue to stay in this game, Robbie. And
yeah, Lawyer missed that first shot, but he's going to get 2 free throws. Well, these two coaches have put together an amazing resume. One has won so many games, nearly 800. The other one over 500.
big opportunity for the Buckeyes tomorrow, guys. But I tell you, Michigan is uber impressive. Contributions from everybody. Illinois is on a roll. Nebraska is legitimate. Michigan State hitting a bit of an air pocket here recently.
But a chance to get right tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Monster game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dana Altman's team has missed his last 4 field goals, but Purdue has missed the last 7.
Yeah, we had a whopping 3-1 second in that 4-minute window we just played.
Teams are combined 1 for 10 in the second half as Lawyer gives Purdue the lead.
We were talking in the break about Purdue maybe shuffling the lineup, and this is probably not a game for it because of how big Oregon is when you've got Biddle, Evans, and Stewart on the floor.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the season, it will be interesting to see how much Matt Painter goes to Kaufman at the 5 to maybe get more offense out of him there.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to consider. Again, sometimes you stumble into lineups that can be effective for you depending on the opponent and what's going on, what's working, what's not working. I'm sure that they probably will take a look at it, especially since you just said it.
Yeah, well, that's not why, because I know he's not listening or caring about that. But the second half of the Indiana game, Trey Kaufman ran at the 5, was effective to get him going offensively.
Lawyer feeds it inside. Kaufman ran. Good repositioning on his part to give them a 4-point lead.
A quick ball reversal. You push your defender up the lane. Helps a little bit late coming over, and you're exactly right, Tom. Trey Kaufman ran reading that beautifully.
Yeah, and that time Oregon was in his own defense and got burned.
They swing it to the corner, and off the mark is Simpkins. And here comes Smith running up the floor, leaves it for Cox for 3. No good, too strong. And the rebound by Lindsey. That might have raised the roof a little bit.
It would have.
Lindsey to the logo, and it's cut off.
Lindsey's got to shoot that ball.
Yeah. I think everybody thought he was going to. Smith swings it up top. Lawyer inside. Jacobson, and he's fouled.
But it's all the initial surge there.
That's
and Braden
exactly
Smith
right,
has taken that defense all the way to the rim. It's a heck of a pass out to Kaufman-Renn.
Love it.
Then it's one more, and Braden Smith with the tempo that he's bringing, it's just hard to deal with over a 40-minute game.
Especially when your bigs run to the rim like that.
Yeah.
Jacobson to the free throw line. 7'4" Jacobson nails that one. This week on CBS Sports Network, it's back-to-back days of Big 12 hoops. First on Tuesday, Oklahoma State heads to Tempe to take on Arizona State. Then on Wednesday, Cincinnati faces Kansas State. Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. And now the second shot. It's up to a 5-point lead. Make it a 6-point lead. It's a 6-0 run. Crowd's starting to get into it a little bit. This checkerboard look here at Mackey. Lynn in for Oregon. Biddle quiet in the second half. They try to get it to him. There's the double team. Lynn from the baseline. Pull up Jay. Good. I didn't think that was going to spin back through the cylinder.
Well, wise to post up Nate Biddle. There's that double. And how about Luke Johnson? Walk on. He's coming in. He sets a good screen there. And Wei Lin just plays off the closeout. He's a capable scorer.
Lawyer to the free throw line. Leaves it for Jacobson, who slams it home. It's like playing Nerf basketball in your basement. Count the bucket. He's fouled.
Just too big for Luke Johnson there. Excellent job by Lawyer to penetrate, knew exactly what he was looking for when he had that little pseudo penetration. Had his eyes on Jacobson the whole time, and there you see the huge height advantage. Taking full advantage of right there.
Well, if you're Luke Johnson, you're thinking, all right, Fletcher Lawyer floater, probably 45, 50% shot. Daniel Jacobson poster, 99%. You got to play the percentages there.
Well, and this is the other storyline now. We've got 14 minutes left, and Purdue's going to be shooting free throws. Not that they do it often for the rest of the game.
Good call, T-Mac.
How about the spacing there?
And Biddle is able to get it around the rim and down.
Every time it seems as though Purdue wants to get a little extra separation, Oregon comes back with a bucket, usually through Biddle.
Great play design, lifting everybody.
And Smith thought Jacobson was looking for it. Jacobson will set the screen. Smith's working against Lynn. Smith with the shot clock at 7 gets everybody off their feet, and it's deflected away. Phillips leaving it for Lynn. Lynn to the corner.
Oh, man.
Just a couple of those passes have not been crisp.
To be on target, and you're going to get an open 3 for one of your shooters. I thought Braden Smith overdid the shot fake.
He did,
Gotten
clearly.
Lynn in the air, just shoot the first one.
Exactly.
This is great ball movement. And Jamari Phillips, I mean, just take a little off and hit him in the chest.
Yeah, that was a worm burner. 13 minutes left to play. Harris for 3, no good. And Evans with the rebound. I also thought Lynn could have taken a 3 earlier in that Oregon possession, too.
Yeah, I agree. It wouldn't have been as good as the one he could have gotten if the pass was on target. But he did have a little space.
Simpkins.
Yep, I think you find Biddle. See how they play him.
Yeah, Lawyer's coming over to help defensively. Up top, Phillips to the corner.
Boy, he's got to shoot that first one, I think.
Wow, that's a really offensive move.
Or make the big fella bite his tongue.
Yeah.
Nice job there by Lynn.
Well, Daniel Jacobson's got to know that that post trap is coming baseline. He let Biddle get to the middle.
Yes, where he could see.
That started everything.
Yep.
It was an avalanche from there.
And to your point, T-Mac, that free throws coming for Purdue on every kind of foul.
They would be wise to drive the rock.
Yeah, be aggressive taking that ball. Don't settle for perimeter shots. Try to probe inside every trip.
He'll send Braden Smith to the line first. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. They averaged 12.5 made free throws as Lawyer will check out and Meyer checks in. They averaged 12.5 made free throws per game.
But I think their opponents only make 10 or so a game.
Yep.
So you're still winning the free throw game even though the volume isn't that great.
Simpkins played a 2-man game with Phillips.
How about Harris? Stopped the ball, took away the shot, got back to the ball. Really good transition D by him.
Excellent work.
Evans to the corner. Simpkins for 3. No good. Biddle has the rebound, and a foul is called. I believe it'll go against Purdue.
You're right, Tom. Venter.
Well, Clark wanted Waylon to hang out at the three-point line, but Waylon's saying, man, I can get to the rim right here. I averaged 20 a game in the CBA last season.
Presented by AT&T.
Well, Nate Biddle has been such a problem for Purdue in terms of scheming and then executing that scheme, whether it's picking and popping or posting up. He has given Oregon a shot of life and a real belief. And I love the fact that he's come out here and played well because this is a kid that has committed his career to the University of Oregon. And with all the injuries he's been through, he deserves, Clark, to play well for the rest of his senior year.
I can't say it any better than that, Robbie.
And Oregon will inbound. They'll get it to Biddle. He has 6 of the 18 field goals and all their foul shots so far in this game. Remember, you saw him make that 3 early on. They made their first 2 threes, but they're 1 for their last 13 from 3. The shot clock is at 3, and Evans can't get it to go.
That's a good drive, Clark. That's a good take,
move.
And it's a poor foul because now you walk 94 feet and you give Purdue an opportunity at the line. But this is where Kwame Evans can be.
Yeah, and I think the foul was on Biddle. There you see him pushing off with the left hand, and then he fouled again. He actually fouled twice there. Nate Biddle did. But you're right, really good move. sometimes you make a good move and the shot just doesn't go down.
Well, it'll send Omer Meyer to the free throw line, the freshman from Israel. 1-1. 69% free throw shooter, cannot convert, but the rebound is run out by the Boilermakers. Benter came in.
Biddle never saw him. He was a little casual going after that ball and ended up not getting it.
Myers step back jumper. It's good. A little easier, I guess, than free throw.
He's got a lot of ability right there.
He does. I love his demeanor. His body is big time. He handles the ball. Good instincts. Yeah, he's got a bright future.
He's shooting that thing in Big Ten play, too.
Yeah.
3-point percentage is going way up.
Yeah, 11 three-pointers in conference play and 11 three-pointers in all of the non-conference schedule. Shot clock under 10. Evans drives and an offensive foul.
That's the frustration there, Clark. And Kwame Evans is just, it's been a struggle to find where his looks are coming from.
Yeah.
And he's coming off 2 games prior, UCLA career high 24. You know, he's been the man, and now all of a sudden, how do you adjust to being the secondary scorer?
Exactly. You go from being the main guy to a supporting actor, and that's a difficult adjustment on a short term.
Yeah.
He'll check out with 2 fouls, only 2 points. He averages nearly 14. And sometimes you just try to force things because you know what your numbers should be.
Well, the last 5 games, he's averaging 14 field goal attempts per game. I mean, they have really had to go to him.
Exactly.
Meyer open for 3, no good. Rims around.
Well, you talked about Oregon struggling from 3. Purdue has gone 0 for the last, what, 11 or 12?
Yeah, both teams are cool. Each team has 3 made threes today. Phillips lost it and out of bounds.
You could feel that was probably not going to end well there. Jamari Phillips, little jab, lose the ball, and when Oregon hasn't moved it, it's been a struggle.
It really has been. And there you see it. Just never had a handle on that one.
Yeah, it's up to 12 turnovers now for the Ducks.
At least that's a dead ball one. The live ball ones are what kill you at Purdue.
Smith off the screen. Little hedge, high post right side, rattles it home.
He is so good, Clark, at getting to your body, not overdoing it, getting the defender off balance, and there's that gentle fade once again.
That's his pet shot. I mean, that's his favorite shot.
13 points for Smith, 2 Purdue scores in double figures. Just 1 for Oregon. It's Biddle who has 17. Shot clock winding down. Lynn hedging to midcourt. Lynn pull up 3. Good.
Miscommunication there by Purdue. Jack Benter thinks it's a hedge. The defender on the ball thinks it's a switch, and you let Wei Lin just step into a wide open 3.
Every time Purdue has a chance to push it back to 9, Oregon has responded.
Extra pass. Smith trying to find an opening, goes to the corner. Benter for 3. It's good. He answers. Purdue had missed its last 6 threes. They convert there.
Well, Braden Smith only has 4 assists. If Purdue's other guards had made 3s, he'd have 10 easy today.
No question about it. Here comes this crowd, too.
And that was easy for Stewart off the look from Lynn. There was some help coming up, so that freed up the inside.
How about Lynn finding himself a little bit there? You can see him playing with some confidence. He's knocked down a couple of shots, made a nice play there.
Back to a 5-point game. Smith from the baseline, and it's out of bounds. Here's Wei Lin in the last 2 possessions.
Nice job here. Again, a mix-up defensively by Benter, and then that leads to the 3, and then a nice job with the little diagonal pass to Stewart.
But you could argue even that play, Clark. Jakari Harris, just stay right there. You've got 2 guys on that side, and you're trying to play both, but you're not giving up a dunk at the rim.
Yes, Smith tried a no-look pass to the corner, hit the bottom of the backboard. So the turnover gives Oregon the ball back. 10th turnover for Purdue.
Boy, Purdue just can't quite shake away. And that can be dangerous if you continue to keep playing with your food like this.
I think you could kind of even see in that shot of Trey Kaufman-Renn a little bit of urgency to try to get his group going.
And Lynn is fouled. This pass by Smith. He's not usually off the mark like this.
Oh, he's not.
That State Farm logo just, it grew while he was inbounding it there.
It got in the way. Off the screen, Biddle, free for a moment, Simpkins.
That was the best Purdue's done at rotating it from the basket to take away the Biddle pick and pop.
Simpkins elbow jumper, it's good. It's a three-point game as we head toward the 8-minute mark.
I have really been impressed with Simpkins. He's been under control, he's been aggressive. Had a real impact on this game.
Yeah, and you can hear it in the practice yesterday with Dana Altman, how he's trying to get certain things through to his team, and some of that's getting through. Smith gets his feet set for three. Off the side of the iron, and Oregon clears out the rebound. It's a big possession right
It
here.
is. Really good check out there by Sean Stewart, taking on one of the better offensive rebounders in this league.
Biddle for three, short.
They love that action. It looks like it's going to swing, but they pin in for Biddle. They got him a good look.
Yeah, he rushed it though. He didn't catch it cleanly and rushed it just a tad.
Hoffman-Renn, and a blocking foul is called against the Ducks.
Nice control here. The Ducks continue to quack, and they won't go away. Simpkins with that mid-range jumper. It's a three-point ball game.
Braden Smith has climbed. He's up to number 8 with his score today. 2 from Sherman Douglas.
Yeah, he's got an outside chance to claim the number 1 spot, and if it happens, it would be an apples and apples comparison because both guys have been four-year players. Hurley was spectacular during his All-America career at Duke. The rest of those guys on the list, pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, how about this, Clark? 200 assists this season. 3rd straight 200 assist season for Braden Smith. But I guess if you're going to climb that ladder, you're going to have to do that.
Yep.
Well, Hoffman-Renn will go to the free throw line. Remember, because of all the fouls, he'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, double bonus the rest of the way for the Boilermakers.
By the way, going into that timeout as Hoffman-Renn misses the first. Matt Painter was trying to get the officials to call a goaltending and an end one on the last foul because somebody had hit the backboard or hit the rim. That
I think there was a hand up there and the rim got pulled down.
Second free throw. That's good. 4-point game.
For Oregon,
go ahead, Rob.
The formula is simple, Clark. It's get Biddle the ball. If it's the pick and pop, if it's a post up, fine.
Exactly.
Get
Play
Purdue
through
in
Nate
those
Biddle.
rotations.
Play through Nate Biddle.
Stewart, Lynn for 3, and it's in and out. Biddle with the rebound, and he's fouled on the floor.
Well, I tell you, Wei Lin has been very impressive. All 7 of his points and his 3 assists here in this second half. And you can see, there you see Jackson Shellstad. I saw him at halftime. He said he's coming along nicely, recovering from that hand injury. Was proud of the way his team played in the first half, but he told me right away, we got to do it again.
He knows. He's won a lot of games at Oregon.
Yes.
Lynn into the paint. Lynn sweeping, doesn't get the lean. Stewart with the save. Shot clock finally did reset to 20.
Well, you can just see the confidence of Lynn growing.
And Biddle is fouled. He'll get a couple free throws.
Well, what a play.
Biddle's hanging out down there. You don't want to see that.
May just be an extended rest here, I hope.
Yeah. With a mixture, though, Clark, of his popping and rolling. It's an empty side pick and roll. It's one of the hardest things to guard in basketball. Myers late coming over.
Yep.
And you just hope that as he landed, he didn't get caught up there with that ankle.
Yeah, he may have jammed it just a bit, but maybe not enough. He's really struggled from the free throw line, although that time he gets the roll. But you're right. The layers in which they can play through him, the different ways they can play through him. Pick and pop, he's extremely dangerous, but he's actually effective in that post, as we've seen, because if he feels that double team, he can get it out and get that ball moving.
And I appreciate the fact that even though he hasn't played in 5 games, he wasted no time.
No.
He was coming out here, and he had that 0 for 11 game the last time.
You were a shooter.
No, I mean, you're just thinking, I'm getting back on the floor.
No, that doesn't have anything to do
going.
with it. When you get between those lines, you do what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't mess around and wait. You play aggressively, especially when you're an offensive-minded player.
He's going to take his final breather of the day. Smith will launch a 3. No good. Too strong. Meyer with the rebound. He threw it toward midcourt. Saves it.
He threw it away and touched it first.
Yes, yeah.
They just let it travel.
Yeah. I think they miss you right, Robbie.
And that's what, Takai Simpkins is telling Keith Kimball right now. He threw it, and it's a great effort.
Keith Kimball was explaining that because he didn't have control of it, perhaps that was okay. I'd have to get a clarification on that. But that was my first thought too, Robbie, that he couldn't be the first one to touch it, but maybe because it was fumbled and not really controlled.
The Lawyer converts the first free throw. Jacobson will check in. And there you see the
I think Dana Altman disagrees. He just said to Doug Sermons, you cannot pass it to yourself. And essentially, I think that's a good description of what he did.
Well, they took advantage of the free
big break
throw
for Purdue.
opportunity.
The lead is 4. Man-to-man defense by Purdue. How long does Biddle sit, guys, do you think?
I guess it depends probably on that ankle, but I have to think he's going to be back sooner rather than later.
Simpkins doesn't take the screen initially by Evans.
So they got to try to.
Whoa! He splashed it home, and a timeout called by Oregon.
Wow.
Takai Simpkins. He was about 3 steps beyond the arc.
Well, it was pretty well defended. The switch by Purdue. You've got Kaufman-Renn maybe a little late to that party. How about Takai Simpkins? He's been hooping.
So it's been a pretty impressive turnaround for the Ducks.
Well, just Oregon's will, right?
Yes.
You've lost 8 straight. Nate Biddle comes back. That gives them that shot, but they've played hard.
They played hard, and they played well in stretches.
They totally have. And to see these guys stay with it, they haven't won a game, and it's going on a month now. So
credit to them, and a credit to that man and his staff, Nate Altman.
Yeah,
it always helps when you get shots to go down. They made a couple early, stayed close. Purdue's biggest lead, I believe, was 9 in that first half, and they've not gotten back to that. And Oregon has found offense from Lynn, Simpkins, and they've played through Biddle very effectively.
Yeah, Dana Altman said after the Iowa game, as the ball's knocked out of bounds by the Ducks, or by Purdue, it was deflected by the Ducks. Dana Altman said it was, after the Iowa game, he said it was a well-coached team against one that wasn't well-coached. Well, today, a little different story.
They look well-coached. And boy, Fletcher Lawyer only 1 field goal attempt here in this second half. They really shut the water off there.
And Biddle is back in. Biddle double-teamed and is fouled.
And the bonus now for Oregon. So both teams will be shooting free throws on common fouls from here on out. And you think about how this flips from a pressure standpoint.
Yeah.
Home team, top 15 team, playing against a team that's not won in about a month. And there's a danger in facing those kinds of teams.
Desperation.
Because of the desperation they can play with. And you can't manufacture that when your pantry is full. You just can't.
Well, from the team behind FBI comes a new series, CIA. Different instincts, same mission. CIA, new series, Monday, February 23rd on CBS.
Guys, something to watch, though, is that ankle for Biddle. He's gone down a couple times. He's looked a little bit ginger. And for as much as they're playing through him, that's definitely a big deal in this game.
Well, how about this, guys? The first lead for the Ducks since it was 7-5.
Well, this is where Purdue is going to have to stand up.
Smith up top, and it's stolen away by Simpkins. Simpkins speeding to the basket, lays it in with a finger roll.
That's now twice, though, that Takai Simpkins has just made an incredible defensive effort. It's a poor decision from Braden Smith, but Simpkins making plays on the defensive end of the floor.
Meyer off the screen, trying to answer, under 5 to play, gives up his dribble in a tough spot. And they're going to get a foul on the Ducks.
Wow. Boy, the Boilermakers are lucky there. They got stagnant, picked up the dribble in a bad place. And you could just see the Ducks oozing with confidence and energy. And here, just an assumption pass, Robbie, as you said. He just assumed that that was going to be able to be made to Lawyer. And then, wow.
Ooh, boy,
a lot of ball grab. Right. But also, he got at the end, they got some.
And you could argue the cylinder. That is always in play with those types of plays. But that's fortunate.
Well, Meyer is able to rattle that first one home. Purdue does not have a field goal in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But Matt Painter's team's gotten some free throws because of the fouls against the Ducks.
Well, think about some of the late game execution miscues that Purdue has had, whether it's at UCLA, Illinois, you could argue at Indiana. And that some of these turnovers, it's uncharacteristic for a team that leads the country in assist to turnover ratio, but late, they have been shaky at times in that regard.
Yeah. And Oregon's defensive pressure, the ball pressure, Simpkins particularly, has been timely.
And a foul, it's going to go against Kaufman-Renn, and it'll send Biddle back to the free throw line.
They're trying to jam up. And Trey Kaufman-Renn early is just trying to really grab him there.
Good hard cut, though. Created that opportunity to draw the foul.
First, the one in front end of the 1-on-1, no good. Ball tipped out. Simpkins has it. Lynn thought about a three into the paint. Up to Stewart. Stewart down low, wide open. And Evans is able to get the soft slam. And a timeout called by Purdue. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Oregon has number 12 Purdue on the ropes.
This has been some execution. This has been some effort. And this has been some lack of focus, but give all the credit to Oregon because they are making plays and their pressure is bothering Purdue's offense.
Yeah, they've been clearly the more aggressive team. And Purdue has to find a way to meet that aggressiveness here in the last 4.5 minutes.
Little pressure now by the Ducks off the inbounds. Smith off the screen by Jacobson. Smith feeds Jacobson, but it's deflected by Biddle.
Active hands.
That's 13 turnovers for Purdue.
It's a good play to say you got the duck in to take away the help. You've got the roller, but the active hands on the ball take it all away.
Another example of the aggressive defense by Oregon.
Biddle thought about the high-low. He's got an advantage down low. Evans has a size advantage. Simpkins to the baseline. Stewart floats it around the rim and out, and Jacobson with the rebound. That's a big one.
Nothing in transition, though, as Oregon's able to get back. It looked like Braden was really pushing, had nobody running with him either.
Kaufman-Renn inside. Kaufman-Renn connects.
Even against a great shot blocker like Biddle,
if he gets to his left shoulder,
and you know where it's going.
It's over. If he gets to his left shoulder.
The sold-out crowd coming to their feet. Purdue is within one. Whoa. That's not a great pass. It's the closest thing to a Robbie Hummel touch and shot that he's had on the floor in a long time.
Bring that thing over here. Bring that thing over here.
The Ducks continue to quack. They are not going away. Lynn, penetration, lead to Stewart. Evans with the throwdown. Upset alert for real.
12 through 4 holes. Speaking of golf, how about these swings?
Oh my God! That was a long time ago, I promise.
That was look at my pants. That was a really long time ago. I got those MJ pants on.
The MJ fit right there.
Cleats. Clark, cleats are not in right now, are they?
No. There's a lot of air in those pants, man. That's a long time ago.
I needed to get that video erased.
Oh, that's so great. All right, we'll do a before and after you guys get back home.
All right, we're also gonna have a fist fight in the truck.
Uh-oh, they pulled one on us, Robbie.
They did.
They did that.
Oh man.
1 point lead for the Ducks. Purdue with the basketball.
Yeah, they've got to attack. I think Purdue's been tentative on its heels. Get that ball inside and be assertive going after your score opportunity.
Especially in the double bonus. I like this look here.
Yeah, Kaufman-Renn, he's fouled. He'll get 2 free throws.
At this juncture in the game, you got to make plays. You got to make it happen. You can't wait around. And Purdue, because of the pressure of Oregon, they've been just a little bit indecisive, in my opinion. That time, very assertive. They knew where they wanted the ball to go.
The block,
they were throwing
right
it in the TKR.
That's 4 fouls on Stewart. Kaufman-Renn makes the first.
Well, he's one of the most improved players in the country last year. His numbers, and he's changed positions. His role has changed. The dynamics of that have affected his scoring, but his rebounding is going up, and he's still extremely impactful.
It's only the 3rd lead change of the afternoon. It's a 1-point lead for Purdue. Here they come again. Three minutes to play here in West Lafayette. Wei-Lin dribbling down to the corner along the baseline. Still time on the shot clock.
Good rotation, but you lose Wei-Lin.
For 3, no good. Rebound tipped around. Lawyer with the board. That was a good shot by Wei-Lin.
Great shot.
Good
there.
shot. Exactly.
Wide open
that was
shot.
a terrific job by Oregon.
Well, Purdue had covered everything up, but then they just lost track of one of Oregon's 3-point shooters out there.
Braden Smith fadeaway jumper, and Biddle with the rebound, and he's fouled going up for that rebound. It's going to be Kaufman-Renn who will be called for that foul.
Yep. He can't commit that foul right there. With Oregon in the bonus, yes, you're going to be assertive, but that's just, you're walking 94 feet and allowing Nate Biddle to go to the line.
I can't disagree with you there.
And that's his 4th foul, too.
Discretion, the better part of valor. You like the effort he makes, but in that situation, you probably want to back off.
So now Biddle to the free throw line. 21 points today in his return. Front end, good. We're tied again.
But his return, Clark, gave this group belief. And you can see it from the start. Because one of your better guys is back, and it is totally carried on through the entirety of this game.
We made note of that. We made note of how his impact, his return would have an impact at both ends. And to your point, the belief rises when you have your leading scorer coming back into the lineup, especially as you've struggled here recently.
He's there to help in the middle. Jacobson is on the other side. Kaufman-Renn has it stolen away. And Evans stepped out of bounds.
Well, if Kaufman-Renn is not going to make his move quick, he's got to get that ball kicked out of there.
And Oregon's defense is just sitting on this spin. They know he wants to come back left shoulder.
Scouting report defense right there.
As soon, Clark, as that head snapped to the baseline, Evans was right there. Really good defense.
It was. Excellent.
Off this inbounds, they'll leave Jacobson open up top. He's only attempted 8 threes, so he's beyond the arc.
Still having an issue with the shot clock here. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Locked in at 13 now.
Lawyer will inbound. Kaufman-Renn.
Well, they're basically just ISO on Renn.
Shot clock is at 5. Cox hedged out. He fell to the floor, and Oregon comes up with a loose ball. And it's a jump ball, and the possession belongs to the Ducks.
Boy, that was not very good at all. Just stagnant, no ball, player movement.
Well, that ISO from Trey Kaufman-Renn, there's nothing there. They're loading up, and then you get no other action. And C.J. Cox has got to make a play. Tremendous defensive effort there by the Ducks.
Oregon with the lead. Under 2 minutes to play. Purdue 1-3 this season in games decided by 6 points or fewer. Lynn for 3, no good.
He's had a couple of opportunities here to make some dagger threes.
Braden Smith covered by Evans up top. There's the switch. Lawyer into the paint. Runner is no good. Ball pinballs around. And Kwame Evans with the rebound. Those are some of the things he can do to help, even though he's not the offensive focus for Oregon today. The Ducks have lost 8 straight, 7 straight by double figures. Lynn, baseline, up top Simpkins for 3. No good off the front of the rim. Jacobson with a great box out.
Oregon's had opportunities, Clark, but Purdue's defense has found a way somehow. Gotten good looks. They haven't gone from the perimeter, and Purdue going to have an opportunity out of this timeout to regain this lead.
/WatchGolf, the CBS Sports app, and on Golf Channel. We'll get you out to Arizona as soon as our game is over. And it's been a dandy of a game. There's no doubt about
It really
that.
has been. Surprisingly so, because of how Oregon came in. But Robbie's made the point. We've all made the point. Nate Biddle's injection back into the lineup, some early shot makes, gave this team some confidence. It's grown. The defense has been solid, and they've continued to stay tight and put pressure on the home team.
Absolutely. And I think if you're Purdue, you've gone to Kaufman-Renn. This is Braden Smith's time.
Yeah.
Not that he's had a great second half, but you give him the
guy.
basketball and you let him make a play here out of the ball screen.
Well, I'd rather see them go a little quicker than what they're doing here.
1 minute, under 1 minute to play. Lawyer wide open for three, way downtown. It's our 5th lead change. 2-point game. Lynn. Simpkins, the clock is under 10. The shot clock is under 10. Lynn along the baseline, and he's out of bounds. Or it's deflected out of bounds by Purdue.
Well, the defender falls down here. It's Takai Simpkins. He goes down, and Fletcher Lawyer had only attempted Clark one shot in the second half. What a time to let it fly. He makes a massive one.
It's not only what you do, it's when you do it. And he took advantage of the slip by Simpkins and aggressively shot the ball. They had been tentative the last few possessions in my mind. I think you've always got to stay in aggressive attack posture, and it's hard when you're the favorite and the opponent starts to put pressure, but you've still got to find a way, and you would think an experienced team like this would know how to seize that.
Yes.
And until then, they had not.
Well, I think that over this 4-minute stretch in winning time, Oregon has executed better in the half.
They have.
They just haven't made
They
the
haven't
shots.
converted.
And
That's
when
right.
Purdue needed it most, Fletcher Lawyer comes through with a monster make.
What a difference a different player can make for the Ducks. They've had deficits during the last 7 games of 39 points, 24 points, 20 points 3 times, and 18 points once. And now, with 6 left on the shot clock, they'll have the ball inbounds. Oh, is there an elbow there?
Simpkins kind of gets that front elbow there from Lawyer.
Now, they looked at it, or they're looking at it now, the officials are, and Doug Sermons is mentioning something to the Purdue coaching staff. Keith Kimball.
Previous possession, we have an appeal for Oregon's head coach.
All right, so there's an appeal. Yeah, I didn't see it initially, but
yeah, certainly contact that gets to that chin there.
Yeah, that's incidental contact.
But it is. And
yeah, it's incidental contact in my mind. The appeal is different than the challenge.
Correct,
the challenge is for restricted arc play, an out-of-bounds play, and a goaltend play. You have to have a timeout. An appeal can be made at any time.
That's right.
And a coach is subject to losing a timeout if it's not successful. I just think that's incidental contact there.
I agree with you.
I think that's basketball contact.
The appeal is unsuccessful. Oregon's been tasked with their last time out.
Yeah.
So that's the key. Last time out.
Last time out. So, to me, not every bump or contact is a foul. There's certain contact and physical play that takes place in this game. This is a contact game.
Yes.
So when you have incidental contact, even if it involves an elbow, if it's incidental, then it should be deemed such and not necessarily be called a foul.
Yeah, that's a different play than if Fletcher Lawyer looks back and winds up.
No question.
Right? Like
No question.
there are differences
Yes,
and levels
clearly.
to that type of play.
Well, remember, 6 on the shot clock as Oregon will inbound this basketball. Who's it going to, guys?
Boy, that's, I think.
Oh, you got to go to the middle. It's got to go to the
The
middle.
way he's played.
Oh, they get it to Simpkins. He'll launch the jumper, no good. And the rebound is ripped down by Kaufman-Renn. 20 seconds left. Oregon has got a foul, and they do.
And wise by Fletcher Lawyer with the free throw shooter he is. You did have Daniel Jacobson running, but you're not putting your 7'4" freshman center in that spot to catch and make a play. You hold on to it and you make your free throws.
You took the thought bubble right out of my head.
We're on the same page. Bad golf swing and similar thoughts.
Well, Lawyer, as Robbie alluded to, 88% from the free throw line. For his
I like to make this point when we read these percentages. You know, 88% means you miss 12 out of 100.
Yes.
So it's clearly the best percentage shooter for them, but there is a you can still happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. That's just my point.
Well, and at the end of the game,
That
for some
changes it a little
guys,
bit.
all
Yeah.
bets can be off.
Yeah.
Well, this is a big one right here to make it a 2-possession game. Everybody gets themselves set. And Lawyer missed. 1-possession game. Simpkins up the floor. No timeouts for Oregon. Lynn, he'll let the 3 go. No good. Rebound, though, by Evans. He lost it, and a foul is called.
And Clark, that puts, when Purdue misses that free throw,
Yes.
everyone thinks foul because it's a 3-point game. But with 19 on the clock, it's so early to do that.
It really is. That's too early.
And the other part of it, too, the new continuation
Well, I
rule.
think, did Fletcher get did he get a hand on that shot? It looked like that.
might have.
Right.
So if you're Evans with 7.9 to play here, you're down 3. How do you approach these free throws?
You got to make them both. You got to
Okay.
make them both. And your defensive pressure, you give yourself a chance to put
Yeah.
your defensive pressure in play.
Feel off the
Purdue has
environment.
struggled against it. And then you give yourself a chance for maybe a turnover, assuming you make this second free throw.
Yes.
It's a 1-point game. You put your pressure on, 1 trap and a foul if you can't get it. And then even then, you force free throws, and it's maybe a 3-point game.
Well, he missed the second one, and the rebound by Lawyer, who'll go back to the free throw line with 7 seconds left.
He's missed his 1 out of 90. He's not missing these next 2.
Yeah.
And you saw what Matt Painter did after that first made free throw. Kaufman ran a 60% free throw shooter, left the game. Clough, who's a better free throw shooter, comes into the game at 72%. And Lawyer to the line. Makes the first one.
But this is where, if you're Purdue, you are communicating. If he misses, are we fouling?
Yeah, yeah.
And
you'll be
all
plus-
5 guys have to be on the
Oh,
same
if he
page.
misses, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, if he misses.
If he makes, it's obviously
right,
you're not.
Right, exactly. I don't think he misses, though.
Did say the 12 out of 100.
I did, but he missed his 1 out of 90. So he should be good to go from here.
Well, here's the second one to make it a 2-possession game. And he does. 68-64, 7 seconds left. Lynn speeds up the floor. Got to get a shot off. Biddle does for 3. No good. And it's out of bounds. It'll be Purdue basketball, and that will do it.
Boy, heartbreak for the
Yeah,
Ducks
no
because they
question.
played so well. Credit to Purdue finding a way when it got sticky and tricky for them.
Purdue ends the game on a 6-1 run. Don't forget, they trailed by 1 before that run, and they win it 68-64. They improved to 19-4, even now with Michigan State in the standings. That was a good one. For Clark Kellogg, Robbie Hummel, and our entire crew, I'm Tom McCarthy saying so long from West Lafayette. Purdue wins it 68-64. Coming up next, it's the WM Phoenix Open in Arizona. You've been watching NCAA men's basketball on CBS.
It's time for the